So I found this article, Mass Starvation, Biblical Droughts Are on Track to Destroy U.S. Crops, Cattle, with Unprecedented Food Shortages and Price Hikes to Follow. You can look at the soil. Let's zoom up on this soil. Look at that soil. It's really bad. It really is. Let me flip this around right now. Let me see if I can do this. I gotta get a hold of somebody on here, Miss Little. Yeah. Let me do this, you all. Yeah. So we can do this. I can come on here and we can talk. We can talk. So let's look at this. So massive starvation. Look at this. This is what the soil looks like in the West. Right here. This is what it looks like. This is naturalnews.com article. Large swaths. This is hello, Applebrooks. Yeah, it says large swaths of the United States are still as dry as a bone due to a record-breaking drought conditions, and America's crops and their cattle are suffering because cattle need food, cattle need water. And I remember, like, back in, they had, like, the Despo years and years ago. Okay. So it said almost the entire, let's look at this, almost the entire, this is very, very serious. I'm getting myself all tangled up. Almost the entire West Coast and maybe a third of the Midwest is seeing severe and worse drought conditions. And this is affecting the wheat, the barley, the alfalfa crops, as well as the cattle herds that are not getting the water they need to live. So this is the drought monitor through July the 27th of 2021. You can see it right here. It's bad. It says eastern Washington, Oregon, nearly the entire Idaho is where the potatoes are grown, you all, is in an exceptional drought. The same goes for California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, western Colorado, Dakotas, and Minnesota. So a lot of the food is grown on the West Coast, okay, and you know, really that behind those potatoes in Idaho, well, you might not get some potatoes unless you grow them yourself because they're supposed to be known as that big potato, Idaho potatoes. It said the Four Corners region of Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico, and Colorado. A large southwestern monsoon recently hit, delivering much needed water to affected areas. So you know they can have that happen. They can do it both. We have the technology. You know that we have the technology to make the world's first bionic man. Steve Austin will be that man. That movie was way back then. But they've got that extreme drought. And then they had some monsoon come. And they have high temperatures, low humidity, all of that, you all. Look at this. Look at this. 86% of American sunflower production is now within the drought area. So if you like food that has sunflower oil in it, it says, sunflower lecithin, and other sunflower-based food additives, you're going to be in trouble. You're not going to be able to get them. This is from the USDA, is what this is. It says, as you'll notice, it says in South Dakota, North and South Dakota is where the most of the sunflower is produced in both states, and they're completely stricken with drought. They're completely stricken with drought. So that's about right. And then it says, look at this. We're going to flip this around. Good morning. Hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Thank you for joining me. Let's hope we don't get a Google moderator on here deleting your comments because, you know, we have Facebook. We have our YouTube moderators on here that do a fantastic job. But then yesterday, the Google moderator came in here and started deleting comments. So let's hope that they leave us alone because we're not doing nothing wrong. Okay, we're not. Okay, let's look at this. So 99% of the spring wheat, the durum wheat production is now within the drought area. 99% of it. Look at that, the whole western side of the United States. And you know, I remember seeing a video a while back that most of the land owned in the West is by the most richest people in the United States. That's where they own their land, in the western part of the United States. Yeah, I wonder if they have that land that they own, if they can wave their magic wand and make weather change in that area where they live. You know, like the wave your magic wand. Yeah, I wonder if that could happen too. It could. There's a lot of magical things that happen in this world beyond our comprehension. Good morning. Yeah. So look at this. So the barley. Barley is 84% of the barley in production area is now within a drought-stricken area. 84% of barley. These lines right here are the drought-stricken areas. Alfalfa is more widely grown across the U.S. However, its densest growing areas likewise fall in the drought-stricken area. So look at all this. We got hay right here. They got hay that they develop right here. In the dark green is where they get the hay for the cattle, and the light green is the other hay. So 64% of alfalfa hay is within an area experiencing drought. Where we live, there's people been mowing their fields, even though they don't have cattle. They have small fields. They're mowing them and having people bale them up to give to the farmers or to sell to the ranchers during the season when the hay is going to be scarce. It says roughly 36% of the nation's corn, 31% of the soybeans, 30% of winter wheat, 36% of hay now lies in a drought area as well. It means, oh, get this number, which means that about 1/3 of these crops can end up getting wiped out if rain did not come. 1/3. Why'd they use the number of 1/3? 1/3 of the crops can get wiped out if the rain does not come. It said, look at this. So the least affected crops are cotton, which are at 4%, sorghum at 4%, rice at 20%, and none of the nation's peanut production is currently affected. So you can see this. Lettuce, greens, almonds, citrus, and other warm, dry climates are also suffering. These crops are suffering. Half of the nation's pigs, milk cows, sheep now live within the drought-stricken area. Look at that. 53% of sheep now living in a drought-affected area. Animals raised for food, milk, and wool are widely affected by the drought, you all. This is serious what's happening. Nearly half of all the pigs live in a drought-affected area, along with 48% of the milk cows, 32% of cattle. Overall, milk production could take a hit from the situation as the supplies of beef and pork, and then the 8.2 magnitude off Alaska is a warning to all. The global reset is going to push people down to not get whatever, or going to push people down. So yeah, oats and rice are good food preps, pasta and sauce. So this is what they're encouraging to get. Oats and rice, pasta and sauce to go with it, legumes, meat and canned tuna and canned chicken. You will need to practice how you change how you eat. You're going to have to change how you eat. You can't be going to the fast food restaurants, you all, and thinking you're going to survive this, what's happening by going to fast food, because you saw what happened. They're going to shut down the fast food restaurants. And you may not be able to go to the grocery store like you like to pick up whatever you want, because that may not be there. And if you like to live off of frozen foods because they're easier to pop in the microwave and stuff, you might have to live off canned goods. Okay, you just might have to do that. And you'll be able to make it. I promise you. You can eat out of a can. I mean, you can open up a can of peas, corn, green beans, whatever it is you want to eat, pork and beans and stuff, and you can eat it. You can eat it and you can survive. You don't need all that fancy food. It's nice to have at times, but you might have to just change. You will have to change. I'm not going to say you're going to have to change how you eat. Oh my goodness, you all. Yeah, it says try quitting corn and wheat for 90 days. See if your metabolism improves. This person noticed their weight went back to normal. So they stick with rice and oats right now, and 4-ounce portions. It's not looking good around the world. It's not. And as you can see from these drought monitors that are on here, we're looking like this. They're saying 1/3 of the crops, 1/3. Look at that. We're in trouble, you all. We are in trouble. We got this major drought going on. And it may be that the drought happens all the time throughout cycles. This may be a cycle repeating itself. Regardless if it's a cycle repeating itself, we still need to pay attention and be aware that this is happening. And I just want to say that this video is for educational purposes. It is, and documentational purposes for what's going on in this world, because there is a lot going on, a whole lot. And yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. And you got war and stuff to top that all off. A war happening. But it's all right. It really is. I'm trying to find something. I can't find it. I'm not going to look for it. Yeah. There's big real estate out west. Nothing is by coincidence. Yes, absolutely, Dennis. And that's where the rich people were buying the land, the west of the Mississippi. Well, if you make that land like that, you can get some cheap land. If you can if they can wave a magic wand, they can get that land really cheap. It's like you watch these movies and these people have these big cattle farms and they send in some bandits and stuff, people to cause trouble to make you sell your land so they can get your land. Yeah, it's stuff like that. You see it in the cowboy movies. All of that. I wouldn't close my eyes to what's happening. Okay, I wouldn't. Because it's serious, and it has a number of other things that are happening with it. Yeah. Burn out wheat and move agricultural east and consolidate the populations. Yes, you can do that. Shadow warm. Well, they can make a lot of things happen. They really can. They can make a lot of things happen, and then they could say that it's cyclic, just the cycles that keep happening throughout history. They say high temperatures, low humidity, erratic winds. Yeah, you can have a big strong wind come in like they have it here. Like you have these corn crops. If you have a great big gust of wind come in and it is sustained, it literally knocks over all the corn in the ground and destroys the crop. It's like when a big tornado comes through. You see a tornado that comes through big cornfields, it literally destroys the crops, wipes them out. Wipes them completely out, and it can take a straight line. You can have more than one tornado down at one time. So yeah. So it says the soil moisture reserves have helped keep some of the things from getting too dry. But the longer that the drought continues, the more the reserves within the soil will get depleted. And there won't be nothing. You just have a handful of dry dirt, like that. A handful of dry dirt. So with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you all so much for watching this video. And please give this video a thumbs up. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Love you. If I can find this button.